Let's do it.
Welcome to another episode of the Teen Talks podcast. I'm here with my boy, Trey Joshua.
Yes, sir. What's up?
This guy is an artist, musician, and one of my good friends. I want to actually tell a story of when we actually first met, because I didn't know you like that before.
I'm going to be 100% real. I probably don't remember this story, but I want to hear it.
So I remember when I was chilling with Tal, Mackenzie, and all of them, and I was at the lake. I don't know what's that lake called? With you skate on it. It's
Wilcox?
Huh?
Wilcox?
No.
Bond Lake?
Yeah, Bond Lake. So we were skating on that, and I was chilling with them, and then we went to Dahlia's house or whatever. And then we went home, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna jump in the Uber. Let me jump in the Uber. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. You live right there. This guy literally lived a minute away from my nana's house.
Right.
So I was like, okay, you know what? The Uber driver, I used to work at McDonald's at the time, and the Uber driver actually told me, he goes, hey, I remember you. You're the guy. I'm like, oh my god. So I slipped him $10, and he drove me wherever. It was great. So yeah, I went to my nana's house, and at 2:00 in the morning, and I just knock on her door, and she opens up how the hell did you get here? It was so funny. And I'm like, oh fuck, I don't have a charger. So I tell Tal, I'm like, yo, I need a charger. So I'm over here at 2:00 in the morning, walking through Richmond Hill or Thornhill or whatever, and then a cop comes by, and he stops. And he goes, hey kid, what are you doing out this late? He thought I was I'm some sort of druggie, bro. I was like, nah, I'm just grabbing a charger from my friend. It was the worst excuse ever.
Yeah, that's super sus. Cops will, I don't know, but cops make everything sus. You could be every time I walk by a cop or drive by a cop, I'm always something I'm gonna get pulled over. This is the time. I always feel scared. I don't know. It's weird.
Bro, I'm so paranoid every time I'm speeding or something. I'm driving fast, and every single Ford I see is
Dude, that should not be allowed. You should not be allowed to get a Ford Explorer, especially a white one. You should not be allowed to get a Ford Explorer if you're not a cop. It's fucked because my stepdad has one too.
Yeah.
So it's just he's that kind of that guy, and I was like, oh.
So I went to Tal's house 2:00 in the morning, grabbed a charger, and in the morning I went to his house, and you guys were recording your song Sideways.
Oh, say what?
And I was sitting there, and I remember the hook. I'm scared of that's and you were recording that part, that part, and I was there for it. And to this day, it's still my favorite song, just because.
Oh,
I was there.
fuck, you were there. That's crazy. Yeah, I remember, bro. That song was I don't know. I thought that song was so shit when I released it. Even to this day, I kind of think it's a little shitty.
Nah, bro. I think it's fire. Wait, from your music sense, what would you rank your songs?
Of the ones that are out?
Yeah.
Okay, because you have to remember I have two names now.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you to cover that after.
So I'll go 2-piece worst, Bonzi Break second worst.
Bro, what? I like that one.
And then Sideways, Face It, Probably Gets Waist Training.
Yeah,
probably.
Waist Training is on the top, bro.
Yeah, but then I would say all my new shit's better than all the songs that are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm excited to listen to
I'm doing a lot of different shit now. I have a couple of rock tracks coming in. I have piano ballads. I have actual rap. I have everything. I'm trying to do this shit a little different. Yes, most artists have a genre, but even still, even further to that is a lot of artists just have a sound and they just use that same sound every song.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be completely different. I want people to listen to the album that I drop and kind of wonder before they listen what they're gonna get.
Gonna hear, yeah.
I want my albums to be like box chocolates, like Forrest Gump, like you're saying, where it's all chocolate, so it's all gonna be good.
Yeah.
But you don't know what you're gonna get.
Why did you change your name?
2 reasons. One, right as it happened, Lil TJ got famous. When that happened, a thing that popped into my head was, so I was sitting one day and I had found this new artist. His name was Boogie.
I saw his Funk Fest freestyle.
I found him, and he was one of my he's still to this day one of my favorite artists ever.
What do you like about his music?
It was just you could just hear the pain in it.
Yeah.
Which is cool. And it's hard to, I find, especially in a genre like rap, where you're just kind of it's basically poems to music, right?
For sure. I think it's modern day philosophers.
Yeah, you could say some of them, but I mean, it depends on which type of rap you're listening to. But he's you hear someone who's in it for the music, and you hear someone who's in it for the lifestyle. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And you could tell he was in it for the music, and it's just the way that when someone's in it for the music, you really hear them through it. Especially if they're really good.
Uh-huh.
Basically, what happened is, I remember I was telling people about Boogie, because whenever I find new artists, I love putting my friends. What would happen is I'd be like, yo, this Boogie dropped a new song, and they'd be like, you mean A Boogie? Yeah. And I was like, no, Boogie. And I didn't want it to be like, yo, TJ dropped a song, and they'd be like, oh, you mean Lil TJ? And I was like, they're like, nah, TJ.
Yeah.
So I was already kind of iffy about the name, because I felt it was a little immature. So
I feel your name's timeless, bro. You're never gonna get it wrong. People wanna, they don't want their name on the internet, but why not?
I do.
Don't you want someone to search? If someone searches up Michael Speciale, I want them to see my podcast, my YouTube channels, my stuff. I don't want to have abbreviated name for it, you know.
Well, it's also like I don't want to have to respond to 2 names.
Imagine when you blow up and someone goes like, "Oh, TJ," it's like, bro, that's not my name.
Not even it's that, but it's it's more just like I feel like if I had 2 names, it would be like mad annoying. Just like some people that I know would be calling me TJ, and some people I know would be calling me Trey, and I'd just be like, "Okay, fucking everyone, just call me one name."
There's a lyric in J. Cole's song. It's like, I met this old bad bitch. She used to. Something like
she used to call me Jermaine.
Yeah,
now she calls me J. Cole.
Yeah, what's the song?
I forget what song
Born
it is.
Sinner, for sure. Not that song, but it's in there. She used to call Jermaine, or is it from? I don't know.
I think it was from For Your Eyes Only, but I might be tripping. I don't know.
No, it's nothing For Your Eyes. Okay, whatever. But you get the lyrics. Yeah. What are you working on? You told me you were working on new music. You said all the music's better.
So I got some rock music coming up. I got some like piano ballads that is me playing piano. Like I created everything. Like wrote all.
Do you produce everything?
Or
you get producers?
So at the beginning I used to not, but now slowly but surely, like every like with every song I make, I'm more and more involved in the
because
process.
It's very like high quality, bro. Like I hate people when like they start off with like music and stuff. Like they have so much potential, but the production just is so bad, and it just sounds like so uneven. You know.
Well, I do gotta give a lot of credit to my boy Matt, my producer. His name Matt Mondello. He's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And my engineer Jesse Young.
So what is all? Because as someone like I listen to music and I like cherish it and everything, hence the album wall. But I like the production of it. I get what they do because I watch like some genius videos and shit. But like, what's the bare minimum, bro. Exactly. What's the process when you're creating a song?
Well, I think it depends on the artists, what they like to do. For example, like some artists will write like a bunch of lyrics, right? Like they'll write a verse to no music, which I do sometimes because I think it's good to experience all the styles. So some artists will they'll just write whatever flow like comes to mind. They'll record it with no music, like just in their voice memos, or like they'll remember it somehow, and then they'll build a beat around that. And then other artists. So what I usually like to do, Matt and I have this like, it's very easy for us to like bounce ideas off of each other, and it's very easy for me. Like he knows the way I like to explain shit. Like I'll say like, I want this beat to feel cold.
When you explain it, he's like really good at grabbing like what you have in your head and like putting it on paper.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that. Good chemistry.
Yeah, we have a fire. We have
exactly
fire
like
connection.
with me and my boy Daniel, the one I went all the competitions with. He's like literally in all those pictures right there. He knows. I always film him, and he is always the actor. And he knows exactly what I want. So it's like look up and feel mysterious, or look up and feel interested. He knows exactly facial expressions, how to move your head. It's like that's why I always go back, and I think that's why a lot of even directors and stuff like Quentin use like Leonardo DiCaprio, Matthew McConaughey. They use the same actors, Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, because when you build that, it's also about trusting who you're working with and knowing that they're putting as much effort and heart into what they're doing. It's the same thing. So I know Matt, like for example, I know. Me and Matt, like especially, we do it more just because we fucking love music more than anything else.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And at the end of the day, like he knows, like biggest way I'll explain it is like there's so many, like me and him are able to like avoid all the bullshit and all the drama that comes with doing music, because it's always everyone is in it for something other than what they show you. You know what I mean? It's like everyone has a hidden agenda, and especially like when it comes to like Asians and stuff like that, and when it comes to money, because that's what music is. It's really a business. What
do you think about the like signing and stuff? And would you rather get signed by a record label, or would you rather make it on your own like Chance? Or
I mean, obviously the dream is to make it on your own and not have to worry about anything. But at the end of the day, like I said, the money is less important to me than just the ability to have everyone listen to my music and feel the way, like the main reason I make music, especially you'll hear it in the newer shit, is like there's things that I feel that I don't want people to feel. So if I can help with that by making this music, and like for example, like when I used to listen to X, if I was feeling like shit, or if I was feeling super depressed on a day and I listened to X, in a way it's not even because the music was just so good. It was just like it's like sympathetic. You feel like I guess you feel like you're not alone. Yeah, right? Good jump starter into like actually figuring your shit out.
For sure, bro.
Right, and that's kind of like what X was for me a lot.
So you want to do it to other people.
So like I want to do that for other people. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what this podcast is for. It's just like when people listen to my podcast, I don't expect them to like listen to the whole thing or like really like become a fan or like listen like committed, like I I get it. They're long videos, and that, you know, coming from this day forward, I'm gonna actually start getting segments of the videos, like my favorite segments, and posting them individually, like Joe Rogan does.
So smart.
Right? Because you're not gonna commit to an hour video.
You got to make a Teen Talks Clubs YouTube.
No, fuck that. I'm gonna post them on the same one, because I already have an audience, or some sort of audience. Like, I have an Instagram. If I made a separate account and then posted it, I can't guarantee everyone's gonna follow.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like, I want to be able to, like, post it all on mine, because that's me, you know. I feel like Instagram itself is like, yo, people always want to, like, post minimal photos or minimal stories and make this Instagram like a fucking palace, and it's just like, bro, like, people are overhyping it. Or the people with no profile pics and no pictures, and because of, like, some sort of, I don't know what the fuck they're
trying to make an aesthetic.
Like, bro, like, fucking post what you want.
And that's what but that is what they want, you know? So it's like, you can't hate on someone for that. It's all super fucking toxic, bro. The minute I have enough money to, I'm probably going to stop running my social media accounts. I want to have access to it, but I want to, like, for the majority of the time, like, I want other people to post for me. And just because, like, I'll go on and post whenever I want to post, but I'm saying, like, I would rather people post for me and do that shit, because I hate seeing it. I hate seeing all the fucking toxicity and all the bullshit on Instagram. It's so fucking annoying.
What would be an example?
Like, okay, for example, Nate Robinson got his ass knocked out, right?
Yeah.
And if you go to his Instagram, he posted something saying, like, thank you guys for the opportunity. Like, I know I took a loss, whatever, this and that. Think about how he must feel already, doing something he's never done before against someone who obviously has been training for years, and he wants to make it like a professional career, Jake Paul. And so he went in there being the smaller guy, the more inexperienced guy, and got his shit rocked, basically. And it's the nicest way you can put it, because he got fucked up.
Yeah.
But it's like, think about how he must feel already from doing that. And then you go to the comments, and there was no other all of his other posts have like 1,000 comments, 600 comments, this and that. This one had 43,000 comments, and they were all just hate. It was just like, yo, you got your shit knocked, bro. Like, you fucking suck. Like,
and it's all these people that
like NBA stands for not boxing anymore, like that type of shit, which is like,
that's kind of funny.
I know it is kind of funny,
but hey, like, people are creative with it. I get it, but I mean, I think that's what comes with it. Like, you should expect it to happen if you.
But I'm just saying that, like, it's just crazy. Like when our parents were kids, for example, and there's no social media, if you talk shit about someone, you would get fucked up for, like, saying it. And it's like, I'm not saying that you should fuck people up for saying shit, because I don't believe in fighting about pride and stupid shit. But it was like, you knew that there was consequences to saying shit about people who might not like the way you say things about them, may not like what you say about them. And I feel like nowadays it's so easy to hide behind a fucking phone that you can just get so nasty if you want to, and it's like fucked up. I find that shit fucked up. Like, that's why I never comment. Like, you'll never see me comment on Instagram unless it's support about something, because I just feel like that shit's so fucking stupid, and it's so, like...
You wouldn't comment on Instagram for what? Like negative comments, or like...
I'll only comment on Instagram if it's positive. Like, I'll only comment, like, positive things.
Yeah, I like challenging. Well, it depends. For me, it's like...
Like, challenging an idea is a different thing than, like, calling someone... Like, they were literally calling, like, Nate, like, just, like, the stupidest shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't comment for pointless reasons.
And, like, that type of shit. Like, I get... If someone posts something and you disagree with someone's opinion and you want to debate it, I'm all for that, because that's how you learn. That's how you grow as a human being, and it's how you grow as, like, intellectually.
I never do it politically, though. I literally just do it for music. Even still,
yeah. Like, whatever it is, it's how you grow in that field. Like, you only learn. It's the same thing with there's billions of people on Instagram. It's like, you know what I mean? Some people are smart, some people are stupid, but the only way that you learn is by like interacting with those people, because every time you interact with someone, you're picking up their ideas, and you're picking up, like, you're seeing their point of view, and that point of view just gives you more perspective. You know, and that makes you more of an all around, like, thinker. I think the more you talk to people, and the more opinions and ideas you kind of, like, introduce to, it's like you're able to see ideas from a 360 instead of just, like, looking at it from your perspective, and that's it. That's the only one, you know? Which is lit about social media, because you can do that, but like I said, it's super toxic, and it also gives you the ability to say the most fucked up shit in the world, and no one's gonna check you for it.
Yeah, you know unless you do it in the area, but like when it comes to, like, popular, like, a famous fight or something, like, people just commenting that shit, like...
Yeah, but I mean even so, I don't care. It's not that I care about the hate, it's just, like, seeing it towards other people is what affects me more. Like, seeing it towards someone who's, like, already down like that, for example. Like, it's like, if someone comments on my post, like, some hateful shit, I won't care. I'll probably laugh at it. Yeah. Because I have not, like, it's not that I have thick skin, because I don't. I'm sure you'll hear that in my music eventually, like but if they're on my Instagram, it's because they're somewhat a fan. Yeah, you know? That's
that type of attitude. But I think caring what people think, it's like, it's tough in a point where like when you do so like you work your ass off for a song and you're so excited, you play in the studio like over and over. Like I can imagine how many times you listen to your songs from like music videos, like even editing music videos, bro. Like I probably listened to that song like, oh my god, like 1,000 times, from filming it to editing it to like from you being in the studio and you just perfecting it, and then playing this 3-minute song and someone goes, yeah, that's alright. It's just like, yeah. I mean, I respect your opinion, but like, damn, if you only seen the work. And that's why I always give credit to anyone, like even if it's like a boxer or like a filmmaker or anyone, wherever I like the video, any aspects of like positivity I could give them, I do, right?
Well, also I feel like music is one of those things where it's very subjective. Like like you could take boxing for example. If you like there's a way to score it, right? Where it's like, okay, this guy landed more punches, his percentage was better. Okay, he was advancing more, so therefore he won the fight. And then, or you could just knock him out, or you could like, you know what I mean? So like, but music is so subjective where there's no way to win. There's no like set way to make a good song. Cause like think about it, like there's songs that you hate probably that I love, and there's songs that I love that you hate, and it's like music is one of the things where you can't be upset about people hating it because there's gonna be people who love it no matter what it is. Yeah. And even still, even if there was no one love it, it's like I'm making it for other people, yes, but at the end of the day I'm making it because it's the way that I get out my feelings. It's like shit. The way you're expressing. And even if no one was listening, I'd still be making the same music. So you know what I mean? That's a good way to come across it. So at the end of the day, it it sucks when people are like, yeah, it's fucking it's like, alright, like I've heard better or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the, like, it's not the worst thing, you know. It's also good when people say that, because you don't want to be surrounded by yes men. You don't want to be surrounded by people who are like, oh, this is good, this is great, this is great, this is great, and it's not. And it's not, because that's what happens. Well, that's what another thing that I feel like is why I don't like social media is like, also you're like, people who love you will just blindly support you and everything, which is good to some degree, but when you're asking for real opinions and you need real feedback about something, it's not good, because they're just gonna say it's great just to keep your like motive, like just to keep your morale up.
I think constructive criticism is really good when it comes from a good spot, like a good place, like the way people form it. Like, I like this, but this needs work. Like, I always feel like people, when they criticize videos or anything of mine, I always want a why factor so I could learn from it. I hate when people like go like, oh nah, this is shit or whatever, and they don't give any sort of support. Then it comes from like, it's not me anymore, it's them. It's the way they think, like the way they see the video and the way they listen to music. Like, don't get me wrong, half of these people in Vaughan or in our area, bro, they don't listen to what I listen to music wise. Like, I mean, a percentage of them too, but you're not gonna really hear For Your Eyes Only playing at a fucking party. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh my god. But
shitty fucking party.
But you would see like, you know, like all these other music and 6ix9ine and all these like hype man, and it's just like, I don't mind to listen to that. I don't give a fuck, right? I've played it like my shit before, but it's like when I'm in the car and shit, and like I'm on aux or whatever, and then like, if there's a difference between, you know, like the aux cord with your friends and then the aux cord when you're by yourself, it's two different things. Yeah. Because you're not scared of like the judgment of it.
I never go on aux with my boys because I don't want to worry about that, because they listen to fucking different shit than I do. Like, all my boys, it's like, I don't even go on TikTok. I've maybe watched like in my life probably like 30 TikToks. And all the TikToks I see are like on Instagram already. Like, a lot of my boys just listen to TikTok songs. You have to listen to like Rover by Simba or whatever, like
Rap Caviar's. Fucking the Spotify playlist Rap Caviar was just like the basic mainstream music.
Wait, you know, it used to be fire. Rap Caviar used to be sick when they had it, like, because they would have like some of the mainstream songs, but then they'd also have like underrated artists with fire songs. Yeah. Just put that, like, I found from Rap Caviar, I'm trying to think what I found. I might have found Saba actually from Rap Caviar, but I forget.
Where did I find Saba? I found Saba from...
Actually, no, that's a lie. I found Saba from Chance the Rapper.
Yeah?
Because Log Out with Chance.
Yeah. Where did I find Saba? I'm trying to think. I think he was on Sacrifices.
Yeah, but I knew him way before that.
But I think he was on Sacrifices, and then on the song, I was looking at the comments,
And they were like,
Sab is the best, blah blah blah. So I was like, who the hell?
That's a fuck song. That song Sacrifices is one of Cole's best songs in my opinion.
It's a great song.
That's overall, just everything on that song is so crazy. Earth Gang goes so hard on that song.
It's very alternative too, and every time I play
I saw Earth Gang too.
Where?
At Cole. I went to Cole for I went to Cole.
Well, yeah, me too. Yeah.
But the For Your Eyes Only tour, and he brought JID, who's also one of my favorite artists, and he brought Earth Gang, and he brought Anderson .Paak, which is crazy.
He brought Anderson .Paak For Your Eyes Only.
Were you there?
I was.
Yeah, he opened.
Bro, you must have been. What was that? 2016, eh?
Yeah, he was not big yet.
Bro, what?
But
I saw Anderson .Paak live.
That's how I fell in love with. That's how I got introduced to JID and Earth Gang and Anderson .Paak was all that in the same night, and I fell in love with all three of them.
Yeah.
Because of that.
That's the beauty of opening, man.
Yeah.
I was listening to because I'm doing a story of like an origin story of J. Cole for my film next semester, because I'm in school for it, right? And my title is Once an Addict from the song KOD. And because it's like I was inspired from that. I was literally just writing a concept kit, and then you had to like create stories, and I had to create like 6 different stories, and I was literally just taking all the ones I did in high school, and then I needed like 2 more, and I was listening to Once an Addict on vinyl, and there was like, oh my god, I'm gonna write about this. So then I ended up taking this idea and like forming into like a huge thing. So I started studying J. Cole back then, like when he was like up and coming, and he was performing. He opened up for Wale. And there was this. Did you see that video? There was this interview about him talking about, I don't give a fuck if one person likes me, right? I know, he's like, I don't give a fuck if I'm not gonna come out there and like throw your hands up like I own the crown, like they know me. No one knows me. I'm gonna come out, spit the best I can, and hope to God that I could get 1 or 2 fans. And that's like the best way to think of it. And this guy came out and he killed it all the fans were like, who's this guy? They even fucked up his name. They go, Jay Scott. They said, Jay Scott. And he goes, my name's not Jay Scott, I'm J. Cole. Like, he had to correct his name. Imagine how embarrassing that would be. Yeah. And then he just started off with a cipher and, like, acapella'd it. And he just went off from there, and he did all the stuff from warm-up and Friday Night Lights. And it was amazing.
That's 2 classics that need to be on Apple Music right fucking now. I hate having to go to SoundCloud to listen to them. Like, Back to the Topic Freestyle is fucked. Fucking Young Simba, fuck song.
That's crazy.
Dreams, fuck song. Like, yo, he has so
Losing your balance.
Yeah, losing my balance.
Bro, even the
Thank you for putting me back on that. I'm gonna listen to that when I get. Oh my god, yo, I missed that song.
Even the Truly Yours EP. You ever listen to those?
Yeah, I did. Headbust and shit. Yeah, like that's fire.
Cole Summer.
Yo, Cole is honestly like, if I had to choose like a favorite artist of all time, it would be Cole.
Yeah.
Like from day one, he was just always that rapper that like,
When did you get into him?
Bro, I got into Cole. He dropped Sideline Story in like 2011, and then he dropped Born Sinner like 2013, and then he dropped 2014 in 2014. So I think I got into him from Crooked Smile when it was on the radio, and then I was like, who the fuck is this? It's fire, and then I never did anything about it. And then when I listened to Forest Hills Drive, I loved every fucking song, and I was like, who is this? Let me go explore. Let me listen to Cole's other shit. And then I found like Born Sinner album, and then I was like, no fucking way, this is Crooked Smile, like the guy.
Oh, you came back to
and
it.
Then,
yeah.
and then I listened to that whole album. He has so many fire songs on Born Sinner. It's like too many to count. And then.
What's your favorite?
Oh, I can't say the name because there's a word in it that I can't say.
Oh yeah, Rich.
No, the other one.
Which one? Oh. Okay, yeah.
Blank, no.
Yeah. I like Let Nas Down, bro.
Let Nas Down is fucking fire.
That's my favorite song.
Freedom of jail, clips inserted, a baby's being born, same time a man is murdered, the beginning and end.
As far as rap goes, only natural, I explain my plateau and also what defines my name.
Yeah, fuck, he's fire.
So fire.
Like, Born Sinner, the actual song Born Sinner is fucking crazy, too.
Bro, I listened to, that was one of the first Cole songs, but I want to know, like, for the audience that don't listen to J. Cole, like, what is it that... You know, what is it?
Real. He's just so fucking real.
What does it feel for you? Because they already heard my take on J. Cole in probably every single one of the podcasts.
Just well, the 2 things that like I love the most about J. Cole is like, I love, the way that he like he's not afraid to like explore topics that people are afraid to explore, and like you can tell he doesn't do it for people. He does it for himself.
That's for sure.
And I feel like he's one of the most real artists in the game, and I love his rhyme schemes, him and Kendrick are up there with two of the goats because they also write their own shit. You know what I mean? Which is very rare these days.
You don't think? Well, I know Drake had the ghostwriter, but you still think he ghostwrites?
Drake?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, but I feel like even if Drake did, he earned it. Like, there's a point I feel like where you earn it.
Drake, like I was asking people like who their top 3 is, and they always say Kendrick Cole and Drake because of the streams. Like it's always because he was just always on top, bro. The guy ruled 2010s from his hits. But there's 3 different types of artists. Like, what would you say top 3 in the decade? Would you say Kendrick Cole and Drake?
You have to say Kendrick Cole and Drake.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it depends. Like, because I feel like Drake is more I feel like Drake doesn't make music for himself anymore. I feel like he makes it for the people.
For the hits.
But yes, for the hits, but I think he just makes it for the people. I think there's a difference. I think Cole and Kendrick make it for themselves because they just like exploring music. Mm-hmm. And anyway, so what I was saying is Cole is great. Is like fucking what he mean. Like he's just his cadence, his fire is always, his deliveries are always different every song.
Mm-hmm. Switched it up.
And his rhyme schemes are crazy. Like if you actually check the rhymes and you look at like it's like every like not only will the last word or like whatever rhyming word is like the main rhyme, it also rhymes, but like everything else in the bar also rhymes with the next line. And
did you listen to his features? 2019.
Yeah, no, he feature Cole is fucked. He's like Untucked Kyrie or like he's like Untucked Kyrie or like fucking Masked LeBron and like he's crazy.
Masked
LeBron or Gang Sign John Wall.
Yeah. No, he's. But I love his feature run.
But yeah, so that, and then also like, I just like the way he carried. Like more importantly, actually, probably, is I love the way he carries himself as an artist. And like when you have that platform, it's very easy to be like clouded by fame and like clouded by the money and do things to keep that like relevancy and keep that money, but he doesn't give a fuck. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's the most important thing, and it's the way that if I met J. Cole, I would be more interested almost in talking about that, because I feel like that's more important, is the way like how do you keep your sanity and how do you deal with all this shit, and how do you like have a family and not like how do you have a family and not show them to the world? How do you like keep like your like how do you stay pure? You know what I mean? And not to say that he's pure, but like because I'm sure like even no one in this world is actually truly pure. But
it's so hard to find a flaw, you know?
It's not even that. It's just like he also embraces his flaws and he talks about them, which is crazy. But
Slow in the Bluff too.
But that's what I'm saying, is makes him like he's so honest and he's so like true to himself, and he's also like carries himself like an outstanding human being. Like that's how I would aspire to carry myself if I
like a celebrity.
If I was lucky enough to get to that level of fame and that level of success, is like I would want to carry myself like that, where like you can just tell like he like everything means more to him. You know what I mean?
And that's why I feel like when I listen to his music, it's like I feel it more than just listen to it. And
yeah,
when people say like I like J. Cole, I just don't like his fans, it's just like yeah, but his fans were obviously influenced by J. Cole's music to a point where, you know, they would praise him. And I was watching an interview with him. He was in like, I don't know what interview it was. It was in 2018 after KOD dropped. And he was talking about
I know exactly
you know,
which fucking
the girl and the guy.
And the piano in the background and shit.
Yeah. The piano in the background. Yeah. But that interview he was talking about like, I don't want people to praise me.
Yeah, I know that.
You know?
That's what I'm saying.
And it changed my mind, because I always like, look, I got a fucking poster, I got all 5 of his albums, blah blah blah, like I got his shoes, I don't know, I got everything, right? And it's like I want to take bits and pieces from his discography and his lyricism and his influence and use it to my life, but I don't want him to. He's not me, you know. I don't want him to form me. I want to be my own person. Like I'm inspired by J. Cole, but he's not a god.
Well, listen, yeah, I think he was saying more like don't worship me, because like if you see because it's good to praise, like he deserves praise, like you give praise where praise is due, but he was saying like listen, if you go to a concert for like most, like if anyone who's famous, like when you see them walk in the streets, bro, they're surrounded by people, and like fans are going like crazy, like oh my god, you're my favorite human being ever, like this and that, and like they go fucking crazy because they're like they can't believe they're in the same room as like this human being, but at the end of the day they're a fucking human being. Right. Like they just had the ability to do something that maybe you want to do, and it's not like what people forget is that like I feel like the fame and the money and just the platform kind of makes people seem invincible, but at the end of the day they're not. They're just human beings who who at one point or another were like people looked at them the same way that they look at you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like at one point J. Cole was just some kid from the fucking hood, like making music in his room, and his mom was fucking doing drugs, and like and like he was worried about like if he's gonna have a place to stay next week. Like this is shit that like he had to worry about, like, and because he was a normal kid, like same with Drake. Drake was just fucking living in a fucking basement in Forest Hill with his mom. You know what I mean? Like these are all, everyone who's ever been anything in was all at one point a regular kid, unless it was like back in like the fucking medieval era where like you were born into like a royal family. Like other than that, you're a fucking normal kid. You know what I mean? Like everyone was normal at one point, like just not famous, nothing, had no fame, and people probably treated them the same way. When you get fucking hurt, when these rappers rap about pain, it was because when they were not famous, people treated them like fucking normal human beings.
My main thing was they only care when you make it. I had that in my Instagram bio, and I'll probably always keep it there forever because it's my motto. Because people only care when you're like famous or like when you have some sort of platform, but they're never really there to support you when you're trying to grow it. And I think that this is the phase, like that first step of like growing something or starting something new, or like, you know, working on the underground and trying to make it is like the hardest part, and where you kind of need the most support. Because at the end of the day, like, don't get me wrong, you make music for yourself, I make videos for myself, but if you really look at it, we are creating for other people, and though our goal is to make someone, and you want someone to enjoy your song. Yes, I want people to enjoy the podcast, videos, anything that I do, because I put effort into it. I want someone to appreciate it, and not everyone's gonna appreciate it, of course, but I think appreciating and respect are two different things, right? If someone respects your work and expects your hard work and expects like the time and effort you put into it, then fair enough, you know, cool. If they don't like it, that's fine, but if they respect it, that's cool, that's fine. But bashing it, what do you think of it when someone bashes someone's work out of no context, just kind of like saying just rude shit for no reason? Do you think that's coming out of insecurity of themselves, or
always? Like a good example is like when you have artists like my level of fame, and they're like hating on other artists that are bigger than them, and they can't give you an explanation of why they don't like the music. It's because they're just insecure. They're like, yeah, he's in a position that I want to be in. It's mostly jealousy and insecurity. Yeah. And about like not like, and I'm guilty of it too. Like I used to be, at least. I'm different now because I look at it as there's always room for more. Like there's no limit to the amount of people that can be famous, especially now with like the platforms that we have.
But you could get famous in like one video.
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like there's no limit to like how many people can be famous now. Mm-hmm. I think it mostly comes from insecurity, like, and jealousy. It's like that's where most of it comes from, when it's just bashing for no reason. But I mean, it's different because that is a completely different thing than constructive criticism, you know?
Mm-hmm. I think that's what I was trying to get to. It's like there's a difference between like respecting and not like appreciating. Like it's like respect the person as a person, respect them as an artist, respect that they put effort into music. You may not like it, but you shouldn't be like, you know, bashing them.
Yeah, but that ties back into like how people get their opinions out nowadays. Like if it was in person, you wouldn't bash someone because they'll punch you in the fucking face. Or unless you're big enough and you can back your shit, you knew you were gonna get some heat for it, and you knew you could take whoever you were talking shit about, like then didn't matter. But like nowadays, like I said, you could just sit behind a phone and just say like a bunch of bullshit and not get checked for it. Yeah. You know what I mean? So that's where most of the bashing comes from now, anyway. And
I just feel like it comes from a low place, and it does. Like as much as I don't like listening to it, it's still like when I'm editing and like 1 o'clock at night. You have to. And I'm like, you always think about those thoughts of like, oh fuck, she didn't like it or she didn't like it. Like,
well, yeah, when you get compliments and shit, you're not as alert to it because it doesn't worry you. When everything's going good, right? You're not like alert. You're not like aware of shit. You know what I mean? And like but when something's going bad, you're like turned on because you're like, I need to fix this problem, right? So like when people say bad shit, you're much more clued in because it just naturally, like your brain is wired to. Bad stuff needs to become good, you know what I mean? So like when there's bad stuff, you like focus on that much more than the good stuff because the good stuff's already good. You don't need to worry about it. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like,
then sometimes you forget to appreciate it.
But that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things is, especially when you're like I'm a perfectionist. So like if I make a song, for example, and like 99% of it's good, perfect, and then there's one little like thing that's off, like only thing I'll hear is that one thing that's off.
Yeah. Why do you think we focus on the bad? Like if you have. For example, when I first started my podcast, I got a couple people, little things like, yo, I respect the grind, the podcasts are great. And it's just like those little things like mean so much, especially when you're starting out, because it's like you're doing something right.
For sure.
And then behind the back you hear some bullshit about what you said, and like there's no backing up from that, and just there's so much like toxic drama, and you understand that maybe this stuff is not coming from the right place. Let's try to change the scenario. Let's try to put themselves in their shoes, or put yourself in their shoes, and figure out where this is coming from.
Listen, I don't ever like I don't judge people, because there's like, I know better than almost probably anyone that there's shit that people go through that no one knows about. You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, like everyone has their. I believe most people are good, but I believe most people also don't know how to bring the good out in themselves. It's very easy to let like the bad shit define you and rule you. That's not to say that people are bad people, because like people do bad things all the time, but like doesn't mean they're bad people. It's about what's really like what you like feel here that makes you a good person.
And that's why you don't judge it from like maybe like words that they would say or something.
Exactly. Like, and just listen. Some people the only way they feel good about themselves is by saying bullshit about other people, or the only way that they can feel some sort of validation is when they knock other shit down, because it puts them on a more level playing field. Mm-hmm. And like I think probably everyone in this world is guilty of that at some point, or at some level. You know what I mean? So like you can't hate on people like that, because they have shit to deal with anyway, and the more like that you hate those people, you can't beat hate with hate. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, for sure.
So the more that you like hate on those people, the harder it is for them to get out of that cycle. And I feel like with those people like that who like resort to like saying, like talking shit about people, what they need is someone to show them a better way, not to like be like, yo, fuck this guy, he's a fucking asshole. Like I don't ever think it comes from like a position of like people hating. Like some people may just not like it. Uh-huh. Mostly when people actually like tell you they don't like it just because they don't like it, it's usually in a more respectful manner, where they'll be like, listen, I just think this is not the one, or like for example, like
there's just ways of saying it. I think tone is such a key thing. Wording, like sure. You could say like, nah, it's just shit. Yeah. Or you could say like,
that's something man, I definitely have to work on that.
I don't think that this is the best of you. I don't think this reaches your fullest potential.
Yeah.
So you get the same idea, but it's kind of like softer. And obviously, don't get me wrong, like we're both in harsh industries where people tell you how it is, but I feel that people will make it farther if they go about it in this way of like constructive criticism rather than just hate.
Yeah, I do feel that, but at the same time, it depends on the person, right? So like, for example, I like I don't need people to sugarcoat it, because I'm not gonna get offended. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, if you think something's like actually shit, like I want you to tell me this is fucking shit. Don't put it out, because you're gonna get like, not even because you're gonna get laughed at, but like this is fucking shit, because they're like, even if you just like, if it was actually terrible and I would like someone to tell me this is fucking terrible because this and this, and I don't think it's your best work.
So yeah, the here's why. That's what I want to hear.
Even like this is fucking terrible, if that's all they can tell me, and they're like, I don't know why it's terrible, it's just not hitting my ear right or whatever. Like, you know, like it's I want that feedback still, because it's enough. No. Like most people won't give you an explanation, and
those are the people you shouldn't really pay attention to.
Not even. But those people are the people who control your career almost. Most people won't give you that explanation, but most people is most people. So, like, the majority of, like, people in this world are who you're going to make your money off of, or, like, who you're going to build your career off of, right? So, if, like, you kind of need to just be able to, like, take that criticism and figure out why they think it's terrible. So, like, And even that right there is actually the best way I find that's the best way to grow. Where like if someone tells me they don't like this song, and I'm like, why? And they're like, I don't know. And then I go back and I reevaluate the song, and I have no basis to start off, which means I have to critique every single part of the song at every single level. And it's like doing that can only make you better as an artist. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like specific criticism is good when you're like, you need to make changes, like specific changes. Mm-hmm. The more vague the criticism, the more tight of a strainer I have to put on the song. Uh-huh. Because I need to figure out what it is.
What do you think of overdoing it? You know,
I always do it.
Over perfecting.
At least what I feel like I like doing is I like having so much content for one song. Like I'll record 1,000,000 takes. Like Wave Strainer, for example, like all the lead vocals is one take. Like, I was literally in the studio. I was recording the X remix, and I finished that. It took me like 2 hours, and then I had like 45 minutes left in the studio, and I was like, let me just try to lay this down. Like, I want to see what it sounds like, and I laid down the whole lead vocals. Like, so every like all the main parts, like in the last like half an hour of my session, and one take, whatever, and then I went back and I did ad libs and shit, and then it took me like another 3 hours. That was just because I wanted to have so many options, and I feel like it's that, like, some people like will overwork, and it just does. It just kind of hurts them, but I feel like for me, like, I like overworking because I like deconstructing it and taking the best parts of everything and creating the best like overall song. You know?
What would you say? Because sometimes when I do my videos, and I try new things, but I try too many new things, and I take on a video that are like kind of too much for my level, I find that the simplicity of the video is more important than like the complexity of it. I don't know if it's the same for music.
It's about what you feel, bro. It's about what you feel in your heart. If you want to do something, I don't think you should ever worry about the simplicity or the complexity or something, because at the end of the day, like, whether it looks good or it doesn't, it's always going to teach you, and it's always going to make you grow so that you can achieve what you actually want to achieve. Like some of the songs I want to do are like super complicated ideas and are going to take so much fucking effort and so many hours in the studio. But at the end of the day, when I'm finished that song,
it's gonna mean a lot more.
It's gonna mean a lot more to me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So like, there's a song that I'm doing right now. It's just a beat, and it's the whole beat is just gonna be my vocals. So like the melody of the beat is like me, is like my voice, and we put like 8, 9, or 10 layers, and we cut out all the high end and the low end. It would probably be a total of like 11 hours total, probably in the.
So when someone listens to like they only hear, how long would the song really be?
3 minutes.
3 minutes. So when someone hears that 3 minutes, they don't understand.
Well, that 11 hours is just for the rough copy.
Right? So they don't understand the time you spent doing that song, working hard, sleepless nights, blah, blah, blah. And then they have such a quick opinion, be like, nah.
I mean, I don't care.
Yeah?
I don't give a fuck, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it, like I said, I'm doing it because I love to do it. So it's like, I don't care if one person listens to it. I do it because I love it. I love to do it. And it's like what...
It's like, what else would I would...
It's like, in a way, it's what keeps me, like, alive, you know? And, like, if I didn't have music, I would literally have fucking nothing. So at the end of the day, like, I don't care if anyone listens to it, because I just, like, when I'm in the studio and I'm making music and I'm creating, like, things out of nothing, it's like, that's what makes me feel the most, like, alive and the most safe and the most, like secure and the most, like...
It's like, what would you be doing if you weren't doing music, you know?
Nothing. I'd be dead.
Literally. For sure. So.
But yeah, like if it was up to me, like, I would literally live in the studio. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm at right now. If you want, I can show you some shit right now.
Yeah.
So this one is what I'm dropping next. It's called 50 Shades. It's just, I don't know, all the names of my shit have nothing to do with the song usually. It's just like whatever me and my...
Yeah, what's the waist trainer for? I don't get it.
So I wore like this little vest that I had, because I'm super into like besides music, like if I had to choose two things that were like my loves, it would be like music and fashion. And so I wore this thing. It was like a little like vest. And so my engineer, Jesse, was making fun of me. He's like, why are you fucking wearing a waist trainer to the studio, bro? Like all this shit, right? And it was just on the same day as that. And I was like, fuck it. And so, like, I just called, like, he named the file waist trainer. And as I kept listening to the song on my Google Drive and shit, like, it just became...
It just became a thing.
It just became, like, the title, and I couldn't think of anything else. Like, it couldn't be anything else except for waist trainer.
That's funny.
You know?
Because it doesn't really...
It doesn't make any sense.
But I think that's the coolest thing with, like, music. It's, like, when the song doesn't represent the music. It's
exactly. Like, so, like, this one's 50 Shades. Like, it was just, like, I didn't have a name for it. I was probably going to name it, like, something, like, basic. But, like, my engineer was, like, because it's, like, a kind of, like, a love song. And so he's like, you should call it... He's, like, as a joke, he named the file 50 Shades of Trey. And then... I was like I was kind of like not disrespected, because it was just funny, you know what I mean?
We had to change the setup because my camera's being fucked up, but I guess this is better.
So this is coming out sometime in December. It's called 50 Shades.
I'm addicted, you my crack rock. I go and fill up the bathtub, get it up, get it better up. Say it's done, take my face off, but all of it's better when we mess up. Run to me, baby, it's perfect, but run for me, baby, it's worth it. You was my precious little diamond, and I ain't deserve it. Sorry, girl, fuck it, I tried. Can't keep emotions in line, to fuck with the motion of mine. Back on the road to put up the fire at home, but how was burning inside. Pain in your face, calling me crying, I know. I just got done with the way. Sending me shots at the back of the dome. If I don't wanna try no more.
I like the chorus, man.
Yeah, I can't see the light no more. I picture it as it fades. And do I love you? I'm not sure. Don't give me time.
So I'm gonna give you that right now.
Yeah, you don't tease it, don't tease it, bro.
But yeah,
pretty good. I liked it. I like the maybe the bass was fucking crazy on the speakers. So I couldn't really hear what you were saying, but
yeah.
All right, yo. Well, thank you for being on this podcast, bro. I appreciate it. I think we shared a lot about like creative sense, music sense, because at the end of the day, bro, music, video, creative people are always going to be like have the same mindset when it comes to creative. And I think you low-key like changed the ways of thinking of constructive criticism a bit. So I'm glad you came, bro.
Of course, man.
You want to plug yourself anytime?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram or any social media at Trey.Joshua. So that's TREY.JOSHUA.
I'll put it in the description. And
yeah, my YouTube is Trey Joshua. Find me on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud,
everything will be in the description. Yeah. So if you want a quick access to maybe his music video or some sort of thing,
yeah, exactly.
I'll put it all in the description. But yeah, bro, I appreciate you coming on, and thanks for watching another podcast.
It don't matter.